Now, one fantastic feature on the Auto Max compressor is the built-in pressure switch. This allows us to turn this compressor into an onboard air system with a lot less effort than a standard setup. Now let's have a look at the basic setup and its layout. Remove the hose. Now, as you can see, we've removed the coil air hose and its male connector, and we're going to attach the braided leader hose with check valve. Now, I'll note, one thing to note with this setup is you always use Teflon tape in all your connections to seal each connection. So we'll connect this up. Now we're going to connect one of the important things that goes on every tank, a safety valve. This safety valve is rated to 175 psi because the check valve will stop at 150 psi. This will start to bleed pressure about 155 if anything goes wrong and the compressor keeps running for some reason. Another important thing to go on every tank is a drain cock. Now, the drain cock allows the water that accumulates in the tank from condensation to be drained out periodically. It's meant to go on the lowest point on the tank. You notice we're putting it on top of this tank. That is because this tank gets mounted upside down. So that's the lowest point. You just loosen the drain cock, it'll let the water flow out, and just tighten it back up and you're right to go again. On the output side of the tank, we're going to connect a pressure regulator. The pressure regulator allows you to attach air lockers and run air tools from the tank at the PSI that they need to run at. Now that the regulator is connected, we can run a precise and constant air supply out to air lockers or out to pneumatic tools. We could also put a T-piece in and run two different regulated air supplies. In this case today, we are connecting one, just for demonstration, we're connecting an airline to inflate tyres on a blanking plug, as we're only using one line. I guess to note, we could just connect that straight to it. I'm connecting the T-piece for demonstration purposes. From here, whenever we need to inflate tyres or reset a bead, we simply pop an airline on, grab the trigger from the Auto Max, pop that on as well, and we'll switch the system on, we're right to go. Or you can actually charge the system as you're driving and you're right to go as soon as you stop. One thing to note, when you're connecting it up, when you're hardwiring the system, make sure that your wires, your connectors, your relays and your switches are all rated for the application, and make sure you fuse appropriately.